We love you long time. What's up? Are we starting? Okay, we're here. We're here. What's up, y'all? Stefan just left to go grab coffee. We are here in Bali. Yay! I'm one day late. Mind your business. The time zone is still messing me up a little bit. We've been here for a week as of today. Is it Tuesday or it's Tuesday? Okay, we've been here for a week. Today makes a week. Wow. Do you feel the deliriousness? I think it's because I'm still making sense of this life that I feel like I've spent so many years working to get to, and to still be in it still feels like a daily miracle. And I don't know if it will ever get old, or if I want it to ever feel old, that I set out to accomplish a goal, I reached it, and like several years later, I'm still maintaining it. And I've mentioned this before publicly, that like becoming successful is actually easier than maintaining the success. Like most people can like manufacture their way to success. Doesn't mean it's always going to be legal, but there are formulas, there are systems. There are ways to become successful in many different arenas, and people can hack their way to success, but to maintain it with integrity, like that is the harder journey. And so I feel like, I don't know, when's the first year I felt successful? Between 2017 to 2018. Before that, it still felt like a daily grind. Maybe 2018, 2018 was probably the first full year. Was that my first 6-figure year? Yeah, I think that was like, oh, okay, there's something here. And I think it's important for everyone to figure out what enough looks like for them. Otherwise, you will never stop and it will never be enough. And I have watched different people that I admire, respect, or who are just in different industries. I've watched them almost crumble under the weight of their desire, meaning that they never knew when to just stop and appreciate what they had. And then they took it a little bit too far, and then next thing you know, they were either canceled or it all just came crashing down in a major way. So it's wild. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the prompts of the week. What I did, what I learned, what I felt. What I did is we came here to Bali. I packed what feels like every important thing I need in life. Like I'm very much living out my 10 years ago full-time travel blogging lifestyle, where it's like I have clothing, equipment, and tools to sustain me for at least a year, if not more. And that feels really like there's something really nice about that. Like anything you need is on you. And if there's like random toiletries that you don't have, you can always buy it locally. But I feel like I've been able to almost get it down to a science. All of the things that I actually need to like live, I have it in my suitcase. So yeah, I packed a check-in bag, which is something I haven't done in a long time. I mean, between Bosnia and the US, yes. But besides that, I usually travel carry-on. So yeah, did that. We have edited some new videos for the Lifeleap. We have, dreamed out a different vision for our social media. And it's so wild, like being business partners with Stefan. I was like, wait, I used to do this by myself? How? Like, how? Entrepreneurship is not easy, but it's also like, you don't realize how hard it is until you come up for air and you look back like, how did I manage to do all of this by myself? So it feels incredible to just have help and support this time around. I think I'll like be saying that over and over, but it's an experience that I never felt like I would get to, because I was a horrible boss. Like I never knew how to properly like I don't know. I like, let's say in the past where, I don't know, I hired for like, I don't know, because I never really hired. I had like one-off jobs that I would hire for, and then I would end up doing it. And then if they did it, I didn't know how to critique them. Like, let's say it was a creative job. Creative jobs are hard because it's subjective to the artist's idea of what they are looking to produce. And so if it's not what I wanted, I would still pay them for it anyway and then just redo the job myself. And so telling people hard information, like, no one likes to be the bearer of bad news. So I felt like I was always avoiding confrontation of like, actually this isn't what I wanted, and here is like what I asked for, and here's where we might get it wrong, or, you know, and maybe even in some cases where I was brave enough to like say, actually this isn't what I wanted, I just went ahead and paid for extra revisions. And I was just like, I'm throwing money away doing it like this. Like, I need to grow a pair. And yeah, I just didn't like that I was constantly coming across this problem of not being able to deliver hard news. And when you're with your partner and you gotta deliver hard news, you both are such mirrors to each other that you've crossed every line and dotted every T, dotted every I, crossed every T of like conflict and conflict resolution and conflict reparation and management. And so there's so much fluidity in our conversation because we've covered all grounds, and our dynamic is like, the foundation is so loving. We can deliver hard truths to each other from a good place. Is it always easy? No, but we have each other's best interests at heart, and we're so invested emotionally, energetically, that we know that like this is for the betterment of the company. So that's been such beautiful work, because it's like, I haven't been afraid of that work because I know that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to, yeah, maintain our relationship in a loving way and grow the company, of course. But the first business is our relationship, our marriage. Like, that will always come first, and everything else is a byproduct of that. So yeah, that was cool. What else did I do? I feel like made some pretty interesting social media posts. Oh, I celebrated 2 years sober, which is really exciting. I think March 17th is the actual soberversary date. So yeah, that happened almost a week ago. And it's just really cool to just be on this journey of sobriety. I remember when I stopped, I told myself, let's see how I feel. Or like, yeah, maybe I'll do it for a year. And I think after 2 weeks, I knew that I wanted to do it for life. And when I look at my collective choices, how much chocolate I eat, how much halloumi cheese I consume, collectively, I think I'm net positive in my choices. Sorry. This cup is very fancy, but this Airbnb only has like, this is our water glass, so it's not anything fancy. It's just our only option. Yeah, so I think I'm net positive in my behavior and consumption. I've never smoked weed, never smoked cigarettes, never done hard drugs, except what they give you after an operation. After my ovarian cystectomy, I was like, this should not be legal. I don't care how much pain I'm in. This knocks me out for days at a time. Yeah, my movement, I try to be active. I've fallen off recently, but more often than not, I'm like in the gym, or I'm like walking or doing physical activity. And yeah, I drink tea. I don't drink much soda, maybe once a quarter. I'll just like crave a Sprite. So like 4 times a year I'll have a Sprite. Chocolate is probably every month on my period. I'm like, I deserve chocolate. I don't care. Anyways, so I say all that to say that I think I'm pretty net positive when it comes to my choices that reflect what my current state of health is. So sobriety is one of those decisions where I was like, I like what this is doing for the rest of my life. I can feel the residual consequences and effects like playing out in my sleep, in my behavior, in my temperament. And I think, yeah, I just really liked that. So Yeah. And then, y'all, I'm 5 days away from my birthday. I'm turning 34, which is it's one of those years where it's like, I mean, I'm always going to celebrate birthdays, but it's like, woohoo, 34. Like, what happens at 34? I don't know. Last year was my Jesus year, so I threw like a big celebration, invited like about a dozen friends to Bali. And yeah, we threw like just a really wholesome celebration, did a little bit of a mastermind, hired dancers, like Balinese dancers. Sorry, I realized that could also be like strippers. Local dancers, like a local band. Yeah, like everything was it was a really fun celebration. I'm glad I did it. This year I actually wanted to do something a little bit more intimate. I wanted to invite couples that do business together. And yeah, we have this really big villa. You'll probably see it in the next week's video. Just this gorgeous, like the main room is just unbelievable. And yeah, I invited them to stay with us in that villa and just, yeah, do some like activities as couples, creative discussions, masterminding, brainstorming. Obviously, like you can see what my love language is. It's like deep discussion and learning and masterminding and thinking and quality time with like genuine heartfelt people. So it just, yeah, it feels really good that I get to do that again in a different capacity this year. And yeah, obviously I want Stefan to continue meeting some of my people and kind of form friendships with who their person is, like their husbands basically. So that's that. Okay, I think that's all that I did. Okay, what I learned is that any uncomfortable emotion you're feeling is behind an activity that you've been dreading doing. So if you're like, like I feel anxiety around this person or this topic or this, I don't know, email, like the anxiety that comes up is literally saying, oh, it's because you've been delaying having that conversation or doing that task or, you know, doing that thing. And so it's like the less you delay and the more you just tackle things head on, the more your anxiety just like, it literally dissipates. And it's a beautiful feeling to watch yourself in real time. Like, tackle things that make you anxious, but recognize that it's the hard thing to do up front is going to give you the most long-term benefits in the future. So I feel like just been getting braver and bolder. My newsletter, I literally retitled it to 1% better, 1%. Sorry, I was like, did I actually retitle it if I can't even remember it? 1% better, 1% braver, and 1% brighter. I've only sent out one, so that's why I don't remember it yet. 1% better, 1% braver, 1% brighter. That's like, how many B words are there? But I think behind everything that I do, it's to make myself 1% better at life, conversations, growth, 1% braver at life, conversations, growth, and 1% brighter, life, conversations. It's early in Bali. So that's been that. So yeah, I just learned that like, you don't have to hide from people. You can just tell them how you feel and then let that be what happened. I don't know, like, I feel like there was a time where I would just like if a person made me anxious, I would just like hide from them, or I would like not tell them my location in real time in fear that they would like follow me or try to meet me there. I'm just like, why am I creating this whole separate identity? Like it was so, and like come to find out, like they really lacked self-awareness. So when I finally did confront them about like why none of this could work anymore, it became a thing, and I was like, oh, they really are unaware. And so you can't be responsible for how people take your truth, and how you choose to move forward or not move forward in a working relationship, in a friendship, in a romantic relationship. Like, you have to be okay with letting people make you the villain in their story and then disappointing people no matter what. Like, you will not be able to live up to anyone's expectations of who you should be in their life. And I think when you know who you want to be or don't want to be in someone's life, and you relay that or communicate that, and they make you out to be the bad guy, that's on them. And that's healing that they have to do. And yeah, I'm just like realizing, like, man, this world, it's wild. And I'm just like seeing all of the news lately and allegations of like these, just everything. I'm like, is 2024 the year of reckoning? Like Cat Williams said, like, is this the year that it all comes crumbling down? Jesus, is it? And what I felt, felt overwhelming sense of peace. We were just in the cabins in the forest in the north of Bali, and it was just like every day I just woke up with this like just ease. It's, I can't describe it, just an ease and a peace. And I know that is not, I don't take that for granted, because I think that's the harder journey, is how do you build a life that you are happy with, that you are content in, that you can feel peaceful living. Like, there is no dollar amount like for that peace and that ease. And so I hope that we can all find our own version of it. I hope that we can all protect it and defend it however we need to, and that we're okay with having those conversations with people who disrupt it. Yeah. What else did I feel? Felt nostalgic being back on this island. It's a special type of peace and serenity that I don't think I can get this elsewhere. It's always nice to just have a place that you can escape to no matter what's going on in your life. I don't think everyone will have the same relationship with Bali, and I think more and more, because the foot traffic is so heavy and high, and there's so much construction and so much new development, that it's no longer becoming the place a lot of people knew it as. I think it's up to you, the person, to create the experience you're looking for. We can't come to a place and say, give me peace. Like, that's a bit entitled, and it's just, you have to find the peace on the island. So for the people that are saying that Bali is like, it's not what it used to be, that's correct. But I think it still can be if you find the pockets of peace that it still contains, because the Balinese people haven't changed. The culture hasn't changed. It's the amount of people on this island has changed. And yeah, you can't let that be the reason that you write it off as like no longer being what some people can still see it as. If that makes sense. Okay, that's about it. Sorry that I'm a day late. I forgive myself. You don't have to forgive me, but I forgive myself. I think with any journey, like, grace is super important. Once I realized that, like, oh shoot, I could either record this at 11 p.m. and like give you like a horrible video, or I could just, own up to the fact that, like, got my days mixed up. I'm now 12 hours ahead of the US, 12 to 15 hours ahead of the US. So now everything is thrown off. So I just have to adjust to like now filming it a day early, or I guess a day later, because I have a notification to like remind me to do these. And I felt like it came on a day where I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. And so I didn't do it. And then I was like, wait, did I miss? So that's what happened. Anyways, life is good. And even when it's not, there's a blessing in it all. And I'm just grateful that I'm still here. Man, there's so many things that are getting people off track these days. So many distractions in the world that can like make you get off balance and off centered with yourself. So whatever it is that keeps you grounded and rooted, for me, that's faith. That's the Bible. That's my God, who has never changed. He's always been the same. That allows me to be rooted in that truth. And then everything else is just like there is an expectation of change. But if you have something in your life that's stable, your faith, your person, your partner, your husband, your spouse, your wife, like it just really makes everything else better. So I'm very grateful for that. And just shout out to, the people who support me, that pray for me, pray over me, and wish well for me. It means a lot, and I don't take it for granted that a lot of what I'm able to do and the way that I'm able to live is a result of me putting my story out there and strangers rallying to support who I am as a person and the businesses that I create. So it feels really still surreal that this is my life. But here we are. Okay, until next week, week 12, every week, I get the wrong number. Week 13 maybe. Anyways, see y'all, bye.